right? So what is quieting the noise? You first of all, you have to be solid enough in self to even understand what the noise is. What's causing you distractions in life? What is potentially preventing you from getting where you're trying to go, right? And that could be presented in many ways, right? For me, I always talk about doing circle checks, right? So I had to do a circle check and look at the people who are around me, right? And in my circle of people that I had, I mean, my circle typically is so tight, it's a triangle, right? I don't keep a lot of people around me. That's just how I roll. That's how I always been. But I had to do a circle check. And in my circle, I found that I had some undercover haters, right? Hey, Takona, thank you. I had some undercover haters, right? And I didn't even know that they were undercover haters until like I started listening to what they were saying, right? I started listening to what they were saying, right? They were always saying stuff like, you think you could really do that? Like, do you think you can do that? Or good morning, Monica. Or they'll be like, now, do you think like is that gonna help you manifest what you're trying to manifest, right? Or everything that they always said was always negative, right? They was always negative. And like me, I like to come from a place of love and light. So a part of that, like, I try to give people grace and allow people to be them. But that negative energy can start to become you. And then you find yourself saying and doing things similar to what they are saying and doing. And then that puts you in a place of stunning your growth, right? So I did a circle check. I had some undercover haters, right? And I always do a circle check and I always expose undercover haters, and I have to release them, right? Sometimes they will release themselves and you just let them go. Good morning, Kat. Thank you. You have to, sometimes people will remove themselves from your life, right? And we try to hold on. Let them go. There's a reason why they're being removed from your life. There's a reason why someone's being removed from your life, because like whatever you believe in, I always try to be respectful for everyone's belief system. So whatever you believe in, your higher power is removing that person from your life for a reason. Let them go, right? And so and sometimes we have difficulty with undercover haters that share our bloodline because we put these titles like, oh, that's such and such to me. That's my blood. That's my blood. Yeah, but your blood is stunning your growth. They're not going to allow you to get better because a lot of times people in our bloodline, especially like our immediate family, they are dealing with generational curses that they can't release, right? And if you're in a place of elevation, you're going through a place of releasing those generational curses, right? And you can't release and hold on to this at the same time. It's just not gonna work, right? So if there are people in your family, your immediate family, whatever, that are still dealing with those generational curses and are still holding on to those truths that they've created for themselves, let them go. And it's okay. I'm not saying you don't have to speak with them, but you put them in a I put them in a box. I'm just being real. Put them in a box and you deal with them accordingly. When you want to open a box and entertain them, open a box and then I close it back up. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about that at all because at the end of the day, I have to protect me. I have to do what's best for Jocelyn, right? So I talked about undercover haters. Next, I have a list, guys. And family was in that too, right? But like again, you got to be real about family too because sometimes family is not the best thing for you, They're human, you know? They're people, Just because they have a title does not mean it should hold no weight, right? And that's just real, It's sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, but you got to swallow it, And that's the only way you're going to, continue to grow. You got to work on you. So the next thing you got to work on is you, right? And you can't work on you. You can't work on self. You can't come at a place of wanting to better yourself for other people. You got to get to a place where you want to do it for you, right? And it's not just physical. A lot of people focus on the physical. Um, Taquana said, oftentimes family members are the biggest blessing blocker and hater. True indeed. I agree with that 100%. It's not just the physical. A lot of people, it's a new year. Everybody wants to work out. I mean, I started working out. Everybody wants to work out physically, which does in turn help you mentally, but you got to work on your mental as well. There's a ton of girls that go out and get BBLs and they're still not fulfilled. They're still not fulfilled. They got these bad bodies. I call them, they look like everybody got the same body. That's just not my cup of tea. They go out, they get these bad bodies, and she's still miserable. Why? Because it means nothing. That means nothing. You got to work on your mind. You got to work on your love of self. You got to work on your knowledge of self. And you got to get to a place where you're solid, with self. And once you get to a place of being solid with self, all the other those undercover haters, the family members, everything else, it will just shut away because you're solid enough in self that you're not gonna cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. They kind of gotta go, and you'll be okay with letting them go because, in the same token, you'll still be rising, right? And so you got to get to a place where you have to do it for you. Right, exactly. Taquana says, heal mentally and everything else will fall into place. And that's so true. Like, you have to get to a place of like healing, right? And like some people talk about like get to a place of healing where you don't have to cut everybody off. But you'll get to a place of having, when you healed enough, you'll get to a place of having discernment of who needs to be cut off and who you just got to feed with a long handled spoon. Because there's some people you just feed them. Like I said, I put them in a box. I open the box, I deal with them when I want to deal with them, and I close that box back. And then there's some people that I don't have no room for you at all. You got to go, right? And you'll get to a place, when you get to a place of knowledge of self and love of self and all the things, you will get to a place of having discernment, right? So if anything, if your takeaway from anything from what I'm saying today is ask for discernment. And you should want to have discernment in everything that you do. Again, whatever your ask for the gift of discernment. Allow me to see who's for me and who's against me, right? Allow me to get to a place where I have enough love and respect for self to be okay with acknowledging somebody who's not for me, right? So many people are holding on to not just relationships, friendships and family, toxic people. You got to let them go, and you don't let them go. It's not about being nasty or self. It's about self, right? That's the most selfless thing that you could do is protect you, right? So get to a place of where you can protect you, protect your peace, you know and that's going to help you grow. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand why their businesses aren't booming, right? Because you got a bunch of fake people around you who ain't really for you. They're not really for you. So as soon as you turn your back, they're tearing you down. That's not helping your business grow. You got to be mindful of that and ask for discernment, right? And you got to check your thoughts. You have to check your thoughts, right? Check your thoughts. You should start every day with gratitude. And if you don't know what you're thankful for, you really need to sit down and like sit with self and figure out like what can I be grateful for? What am I grateful for today? What you gotta have gratitude. If you are a Christian and you pray, you have to enter that with a grateful heart. You should start your day every day with a grateful heart, with gratitude. And at the end of the day, end your day with gratitude, right? So sit down at the end of the day. What did I accomplish today? What lessons did I learn today? And what am I grateful for today, right? Wrap your day up with an attitude of gratitude, right? And you got to do it, because if you're not grateful for what you currently have, why would you be blessed with more? Like think if you're a parent, your kids ain't grateful for what they already got. You gonna give them more? No. There's nothing that's going to make me want to give you more if you're not grateful for what you already have, right? So if you're in a place of being grateful for what you already have, again, whatever your higher power is going to bless you with more. So you guys got to think about that. So you got to be mindful of who you're aligned with. Do a circle check. Release any negative, toxic energy from your circle, right? Work on self, mentally and physically, right? And approach each day with an attitude of gratitude.